You don't need to run away, cause other people already aware. You don't need to be afraid of what they say, cause I know you can. Remember when you started to open, you don't have to close them today. You don't need to.
What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Leila. If you're new here, I'm a nurse here in Germany and I'm also a part-time English teacher. So I do teach English in a nursing school. That's why in this video, we're going to be talking about the benefits of being a nurse here in Germany. So I'm going to be mentioning the benefits that I have had or I'm sure of that nurses do have here in Germany, okay? So everything that I'm going to be mentioning is based on the facts, okay? So let's begin. So number one on my list is the possibility of being able to get cheap accommodation. So nurses in Germany have a chance of getting cheap accommodation because most of the times hospitals or care homes do have extra apartments for their workers. For example, if you are unable to find accommodation on your own, you could ask the hospital or the care home to provide you with accommodation. And one advantage with this accommodation is that it's usually very cheap. It's cheap compared to the prices that you would get from outside. For example, if you choose to look for an apartment that is not connected to your work, those apartments are usually more expensive than the apartments that we get offered from our workplaces, like the hospitals, the hospitals and the Altenheim. Me personally, after I had finished my house building, I was staying in an apartment that was given to me by my workplace. So I was only paying 420 euros as a Fachkraft, as a nurse, And that money was really not much because I was living in Stuttgart, like in the city, not even far away from the big city. And the prices of the apartments that were being given on the apps where people look for apartments were really high compared to the price that the job was giving me. So that's one advantage that nurses do have. For being nurses here in Germany, it is very possible to get a cheap apartment from your workplace. Most of the times, why they make it possible to provide accommodation for the workers is to attract people to come, because they know how difficult it is to find accommodation that is cheap. So normally if you go to apply for a job and you tell them that you do not have accommodation and they are really in lack of workers and they have the apartments free, they will tell you that they will give you the apartment. And 100% they are usually cheaper compared to the prices outside there. And also another thing is, if one applies in the time where the apartments have been all taken up, most of the times the employers are willing to help you to find accommodation. Like they will use their contacts and network around so that you can find an apartment in case they do really need you. So if you do apply to a hospital that is really in need of workers, they will make sure that they do everything that they can so that you get an apartment in the area so that you can work for them. So that's one big advantage that nurses have. Like the demand is too high and the hospitals are willing to go extra mile if they need you, And most times they are really need more, especially when someone is already a nurse. But also for students, they are students' apartments too. So the next thing is the paid sick leaves. So I was watching a TikTok and one American person was saying in America, they do give them a limited number of sick leaves that they are allowed to take in a year. And those days that one takes as sick leaves are not being paid. So here in Germany, it's different. If you are sick, you are also going to be paid. So if the doctor tells you you have to stay home for 2 weeks, 1 month, or like 3 months, those days that you're going to be staying home sick are going to be fully paid. And also you do not have a limited number of sick days. One can get sick if you are sick. So there is no limitation, I thought I should also explain this to you guys too, because most of the people do not know this. I have a cousin, he's in Dubai, and anytime he falls sick, he has to pay money from his salary to the employer. Instead of the employer paying him money, he's the one to pay back because he's sick, So in Germany, it's way better in that if you fall sick, you do not have to worry who is going to be paying your bills. All you need to do is to get a written sick leave from the doctor, give it to your work, and then your work will keep on paying you until you come back to work. And you do not have to pay the money back. So the other thing is the work-life balance. we also have paid holidays as nurses too. So usually even before you sign your contract, you'll be informed about the number of paid holidays you will be getting. So for example, for my case, I do have 35 days of paid holidays, and I can choose when to take these holidays anytime in the year. So normally before the year is ending, for example, right now it's October, we are provided with wish lists for holidays. For example, everyone will get a piece of paper from the work where we have to write which dates we want to take our vacation. And it's also not a must to take all your vacation days at once. Like, let's say January, it's not a must to take all the vacation days in January. You can decide to distribute those days throughout the whole year. For example, you can say, I will take 1 week in January, and then I'll take 2 weeks in summer, and then I'll take 1 week in winter, like that, so that you do not have to work too much, And I would like to make it clear, the vacation days are paid because they count as work days, and it's also a must to take holidays. You cannot say, oh, because I do not have any plans of traveling, I would like my vacation days to be paid instead. That's not allowed. Every person has to take holidays. It's a must to get holidays. And the other advantage is, if someone is a parent, there is a possibility that you get a kindergarten from your workplace for your child. And that, I've seen it mostly in the Altisheim. So they will be having an extra kindergarten next to the workplace, so that if you are a mother and you do not have anyone to stay with your child at home, you can come with your child and drop it in the kindergarten and then go and work your shift. So they make it easy for the parents too, because in Germany sometimes it's also very difficult to find a kindergarten for children. The next thing is, nurses do have untaxed bonuses. So if you are a nurse and you work on Sunday, or you work on holidays, or you work night shift, that extra money that you're getting per hour, the bonus money or the extra paid bonuses, you are going to be getting them onto your account without having to pay extra taxes. And that's why, as a nurse, you can boost your income anytime you feel like, because you can decide to work more Sundays in a month, because most of the times we work 2 Sundays in a month. But if you know that you need more money, you can say, I will work 3 Sundays. And if you know that you need extra more money, you can say, there is a holiday here, I would like to work on that holiday. And again, if you want to increase the money more, you can decide to work night shift. So most of the times for us nurses, most of the ones who do like night shift, Sundays, our net income cannot be the same all the time, because it keeps on increasing depending on how many Sundays or how many bonuses you are earning. So the next thing is, some companies will provide a car if you don't have one. So most times, if you are working in a company that is doing home care and you have to drive to your patient every day, and there is no other means of reaching at your patient's place on time, then they will ask you if you need a car. For example, in the type of company that I'm working, we usually have to drive to our patient's place. Most times it's like 30 kilometers, or other people have to even drive longer. So if you do not have a car, the company gives you a car, and then you'll be staying with this car as long as you're still working with them. And most times they don't even have a problem if you say you would want to use that car to travel somewhere, maybe within Germany. They usually do not have a problem with that, because in that way they are advertising their company, because most of the times those cars are having logos of the company's name. But like I said, this kind of offer is only common in the ambulante Pflege, as the companies that do home care nursing, where the worker has to drive to the patient place day to day. The other advantage that nurses do have is that you can never fail to find a job as a nurse here in Germany. The nurses are on demand year to year, in that if you get laid off today, you can find a job tomorrow. So it's really, really very easy for nurses to find jobs, because they are really on market throughout the whole Germany. Now, because we are talking about jobs, I would want to also answer this question. A lot of people have been asking me if they will also be able to work here in Germany in case they have a diploma in their home country for midwife. So midwife in Germany is called Hebamme. And those people have to go to university to be able to be midwives, so they study longer than a diploma. So that means if you are in Africa and you have only a diploma or a certificate in midwife, that's really too less and you will be underqualified. But if you have a bachelor's degree, then there is a possibility that you can be taken in as a midwife. If you like this video, then I'm sure you're also going to like this video, where I answered the most asked questions about nursing and Ausbildung here in Germany in details. So check that video out. I'm sure you will like it. And lastly, do not forget to like this video and also to subscribe if you are new to this YouTube channel. So until next time, bye.